I think Carter said he was going to be a little late.
I just saw Carter sent a reminder email about the meeting 2 minutes ago.
Hi, guys. There we go.
Hi.
Caleb, you might have just gotten an email from Dr. Cheney. Have you seen your email in the last hour?
Yeah, I got two actually.
Okay. All right. So.
And I'm not totally sure exactly what it is, but.
Well, he contacted me, and I whether I should have or shouldn't have gave him your name about, noodling around on the piano for Christmassy things. I'm guessing that's not above your pay grade.
Certainly not the, playing the hymn style with the cello. The jazzy stuff, on the other hand, I'm not, sure I'm quite as comfortable with, but I'll probably, it's probably fine. I can probably do it.
No, it'll be good for you. And we can work on it together if it's something that you don't feel all that comfortable with, but I'm sure you'll be all right. Thank you, Mr. Lewis, for the reminder email with about 30 seconds to spare before the meeting. Before we get started officially, I have unofficial kind of question / comment. Dr. Whitfield emailed me today because he was getting something from the annex. And he went to the annex today, and the door was open and unlocked, and some of our stuff was just lying right on the ground, including the that really expensive mic, like that $1,000 microphone. It was just sitting on the ground in the middle of our little studio room. And so my eyes got a little bit big because, I mean, his email was kind of a, hey, whoa, we're having things taken from our building. Granted, the annex isn't our building. Maybe whoever it is that's thieving from us doesn't know about the annex. But if I were a good thief, that would have been where I would have gone, because nobody's watching that. And there's really expensive crap over there. So I don't know. Do any of you guys have a key to that room? I know, Bishop, you asked for one, and I wasn't even able to get you one. I didn't think y'all did either. So if you know someone who has a key to that room, I don't know anyone who has it. The only key I ever got for that room was for Cameron for a summer project when he was here as a summer scholars, and he worked in there 40 hours a week, and I got him a key, and he gave it back. So I don't know. That just kind of gives me the EBGBs.
I think Dave got Chase a key for their lessons, but that's the only one I know about.
For our little tiny back room too. I'm just curious.
I don't know. I think it's just the door. I don't think it's for like the studio.
So I think a lot of the brass folks have trumpets, for instance, they have access to the annex, but our like little extra room, that's an extra different key. Mm-hmm. And just, I don't know, I'm just curious. So I don't know, keep on the watch out. I don't know. There's something ain't right around here where there's, I don't know, Roger, if you heard, we've had 4 instruments stolen in the last, I don't know how many days, week or 2 weeks or something. It's rough around here right now.
What was taken?
2 guitars, right? A cello and a trombone. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you happen to have 2 guitars and a cello and a trombone, you're ready to donate?
I do not have a cello nor a trombone. I've got a few guitars that I don't play very often.
Yeah, I see one on the wall over there.
Yeah, that's a classical one.
I think both of them that were taken were acoustic. The kind of the rub is isn't the trombone the only instrument that was the school's? Weren't the other 3 like personal? They were their personal instruments, and so I don't know. It's just kind of crummy. A small amount of good news about that though is the maybe good news. While I was playing guitar with Cheyenne today, she got a call from University Police, and they were asking her all these questions. Very specific questions like, does your guitar have this on it? And did it have this in the case and this? And she's sitting there answering, yeah, that's, yeah. So they think they found her guitar in a pawn shop, which if they find one of the 4, and if it's the same organization or person, I don't know if it's the same, maybe this would be a clue. If this were the movies, this would be like, 2 weeks from now, we'll have solved the case and find, the way back from the breadcrumbs from the pawn shop to wherever it is. But so maybe that gives Josh a little bit of hope, maybe that his cello comes up. He's the one that was, I don't know, he's the most recent one that it really just hurt me. I mean, Gabby and Cheyenne losing their guitars, that sucks. And of course, it was, wasn't it you, Carter, that had the trombone out?
Yeah.
So it's like, that sucks, but like, I don't know, Josh, I just feel for him even more. No offense to you, Carter, and the other 2. I just feel for him a little bit more because he's just here brand new. And then he had to go to quarantine for 2 weeks for not really anything he did. And then he comes back and his own personal cello is stolen. It's just kind of like, welcome to college, bud. This is shit, sorry. And don't put that, I guess, oh man, we're recording. Oh man.
Freshman year 2020, it just fits into everything else.
Doesn't it?
I think it's an inside job because Dr. Cole said that like the sheet with the locker combinations on it went missing. I think it's an inside job.
So do we start the witch hunt now or later?
If it's not an inside job, the person who has done this or people who have done this know about our system of lockers and locker numbers and how that all works. And I don't know.
All I'm doing witch hunt.
Yeah, I really feel for Josh mainly. Like, even though, yeah, it was a school trombone that was stolen from me. I'm just like, I can't imagine if it was my bassoon, my own instrument, because that would stress me out for weeks.
And his cello, his cello lessons aren't like, he's just having a rough relationship with the cello right now, and for that to be the thing that's stolen is just adding insult to injury. I mean, it's just like that's the roughest semester I could have possibly devised for my worst enemy. And you don't want that. You wouldn't want that on anybody. And here this kid's trying to do his best. He's doing great in his classes, and here this just raining on him. And then when it's about to stop raining, it like thunderstorm comes again, and like he can't catch a break.
And that is a very personal thing to lose. I had a keyboard stolen once, and I still miss that thing. Somebody can steal your TV, and it's not a piece of you.
In my sophomore year, I had my guitar stolen from me and a bunch of other stuff, my bike. Someone had come into our house and took everything that I was living in. And the one thing that made me the sorest was that they took my Bible. And I don't mean to be all Charlie Church, but it was the one that I had gotten and I had for a while, and I had read through, and it's got tattered pages and it had all sorts of, it was just a sentimental thing. And they took that too. So it's like, you know what, you can take my guitars and my bike and all that stuff, my computer, my laptop, all that was taken. But don't take my Bible, man. Like, come on, man.
All right. Well, we need some encouragement, some fun creative juices with some pieces today. So who wants to share some stuff first? I almost have some stuff ready from that piece I showed the last time I had it, I managed to get it all into Finale instead of Note Flight, and I just started yesterday to build a little more on it, but I don't think it's enough to show yet. But if anyone else has a decent amount of something.
How's Finale going, by the way?
It's rough at first, but I'm starting to get used to it a bit more.
Did you buy the student version of it, or are you using the school computers?
The school computers, and since Jacob has it, I can just take the file, and if I need to work on it here, I can just borrow his laptop and do that. So eventually this laptop's battery is dying, so I'll end up getting a new laptop with hopefully either Finale or Sibelius myself, so that I can just transfer all the files over. So. We could show some of our oral skills stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I could share my screen and we could listen to you all singing and playing your most recent assignments. Is that what you mean? Because that would be funny for Bishop and Roger.
I don't know if I want to hear it sung, but I have it in Finale. Could go get that pulled up. But I don't know. Anyone want to share anything like that?
Come on, Caleb, please.
I have things I can show if y'all really just want it for some reason. Things that I haven't worked on in a little while, but are still kind of on the back burner. So, if y'all want to hear something? Okay. Since I'm not hearing any objections, let's see if I can get it to work right. Oh, I opened this.
Before all y'all got here, we went through such a small number of SCI participants that we planned a semester one time where every meeting someone was presenting something that wasn't even a composition anymore. It was either like a composer's music, or we were doing just pretty much talks about anything that we were interested in. And since y'all have all came music, and now I'm almost like it's almost like when we don't have as much on this time and we're waiting for one person or something, we're all kind of deflated about it. But I got to remember back. Do you remember, Roger? I mean, it wasn't even 2 years ago that there was hardly anything ever shared. So it's like we're still okay.
Yeah, we shared our favorite composers, which was very educational. Because we all had favorite composers that the rest of us weren't particularly familiar with.
I don't know if y'all noticed, but there was somebody on this call until just recently and just backed out. Did anybody else see that?
Yeah, she signed up at the Connect Fair, and that's the first time she was at a meeting, and then she just left, I guess.
We weren't really all that.
Well, yeah.
I didn't know what to say. I don't know who that was. I kind of blame y'all on that. Y'all should have said something to that person.
I didn't really know how to pronounce her name, and I didn't want to look stupid, so I just kind of didn't say anything.
My guess is that she won't be back, and I kind of feel a little bit badly about that.
I don't know if she was a music major or not. I don't think I've seen her around the building.
Well, on a different note, are y'all see the stuff, the score on the screen?
And a penguin.
Sure, and a penguin. Yeah, you can see that. You can see the background there. Oh, there's lots of penguins on the screen. Let's see. Okay, now hopefully y'all can. I hit the sharing, music or whatever. Hopefully that'll work just fine. So what this is, I showed I showed Dr. Moser the first movement of this at one point, but it's a I was trying to write. We learned about, was it Ligeti? Is that his name? The guy who wrote the pieces with, like he wrote one with like 2 notes, then one with 3 notes, and 4 notes, and ended up going all the way up to all 12 notes. So I was trying to write a symphony, but with only 4 different notes. The notes being A flat, C, D, and G flats. And this is the second movement of that. And it needs a lot of work, and it's not quite to the end yet. I know where I'm trying to go with it, but I haven't quite gotten to the end yet, and it needs work and help. But anyways, let me know if when y'all hear it. That's kind of all I got so far. The rest I just kind of copy paste the melody, and I'm gonna work around stuff with it. But
it sounds like the opening to a Tim Burton movie. That's cool.
I was thinking more of like an old black and white. I could picture there's a storm and a castle and bad things happening. It's great.
One of the issues I kept running across with this, these particular 4 notes, is that if you don't change things often, it gets really monotonous really quickly. Almost to the point where it's like it's hard to listen to. So I was trying to make this a lot more. My first one was My first one I tried to focus on rhythm and like ideas and stuff. This one I tried to really focus on being as melodic as I could with these 4 notes. I even called it the stuff I called it the song, just because I was trying to make it almost singable, but I don't know if I succeeded or not. But
well, if you remember that Ligeti that you were using as inspiration, I don't know what your plans are for the other movements, but if you ever even just added 1 pitch at some point, it would be this like mind blown, the effect that you would be able to produce if you even just changed 1 time, 1 pitch, and everybody comes to, some new pitch. It would be just as thrilling as if you remember when the G is played when he's doing F sharp, or E sharp, F sharp, E sharp, F sharp for like forever and ever. And then finally when the G comes, it's kind of like your heart's taken away and you're just dealing with 3 pitches. It's like primary colors can still be really, can really effective. Do you have any plans for ever doing that as some type of climactic moment, or still sticking with the 4?
I've thought about so I want it to be 4 movements, like a normal. I'm really trying to pull in like the idea of it being still like a classical symphony, and like trying to the first movement is in sonata form. This movement is in some abridged version of rounded binary.
Then some slow movement next, possibly.
Yeah, the third movement, I was thinking about calling it, having it be a scherzo, which isn't normally, not normally that I can think of as very slow. But I was thinking about just doing that so I could call it the joke and just do stupid stuff in it the whole time, and have like a little trio at the end, and have it just be 3 instruments as part of the joke. Have like be like, I don't know, something like, I was thinking like like tuba, piccolo, and something in the middle, just to be real stupid with it.
If that is what you're going to do, the second movement, this one, well, I'll put it this way: you're going to have at least the first 3 movements as quite energetic, quite forward moving, tempo being pretty up there. A slower movement is usually, that whole purpose of it is to give us a little bit of repose, a little bit of moment of, let's catch our breath a little bit before you hit us with the 4th movement. But not to say you have to follow that pattern.
The issue I ran into though is that this was supposed to be a slow movement. It started out at least fairly slow, but then in the middle it starts getting faster again. Are you going to slow
it back down? Is that your plan for the end of this?
Right,
okay.
Right here, it's supposed to be slower at the end.
Then it could totally work. I mean, I'm just thinking this one didn't feel to me like a slow movement. This one's like shredding on the electric guitar movement,
I'm still not totally sure what I think about that part specifically, but
I love that part.
Okay, I'll probably keep it then if you are positive on it.
I mean, yeah, when your electric guitar comes in and shreds, oh yeah, that's my favorite part.
So I'm thinking that I'll have the 3rd movement be possibly a scherzo, and then the 4th movement be a rondo. But just specifically with this rondo, I want to have the piece be like perfectly symmetrical. And I actually had thought about adding like another note, like specifically like an E flat in there, and like have it like right in the middle of the piece, have like an E flat that like all the instruments go to, and then it plays everything that's already played but backwards. So those were my thoughts, and I'm not totally sold on that.
So you take your 4 movement French 6th, 4 movements of French 6th, all the time unresolved French 6th, and you change it to a German just for that moment with your E flat. This is what you're saying.
I was thinking E flat, but I'm not sold on any of that currently. I don't have any. I don't.
Did either of the other Arl Skilzers in here think French 6th at all when you were hearing these 4 pitches? I mean, have we had to listen to these too much in the last 2 weeks that's your first thought when this piano starts? You're like, oh, guys, this is going to be a 5-minute French 6 this whole way.
The answer is yes. It's a 5-minute French 6.
Should throw in just a C major chord and
Real random.
that could be the ending.
After a rehearsal of Schoenberg's Chamber Symphony, when Mahler was conducting, at the very end of the rehearsal, Mahler says, "Okay, everybody, play a C major chord." And he conducted it, and everyone played a C major. And he's like, "Thank you." And he put his baton down and walked out.
Anyways, I can stop sharing and do something different. But that's the little thing I've been worked on over the summer.
Hello, Dr. Whitfield.
Hello, hello.
Dr. Whitfield, I mentioned to them your email about the annex being open, and
Yeah.
None of these folks, including myself, knows anyone with a key to that room.
Interesting.
But apparently there is one out there.
Yeah, somebody had been in there. I mean, you might say, well, maybe it's a cleaning person. And I'll think, what cleaning person? First of all. But, the microphone wouldn't have been down off the shelf and just the little case wide open. And just kind of the way some stuff was laid around there, it's like somebody had been in there.
Almost like someone's threatening us.
Does Corey still have a key to that room?
I never knew if he had one, but I think he might have had one, because I think he might have taken that class, whatever that upper level music business class that they sometimes teach in there. And I know the students to that class got it, but that was a long time ago. I mean, that was like multiple semesters ago. So I don't know. Because
I'm pretty sure during one of our jazz band meetings, I think he was in there doing one during one of our Zoom calls.
Well, are there plans to change the lock?
Kim, usually they have to go to Kim, don't they, to get a key? I mean, and then she goes, and so she might not, if we check with her.
What I had heard is through Mama Kim that they had planned on changing locks and giving everyone new keys who needed them, but then never got around to actually changing the locks, from what I understood.
That sounds about right.
So everything with the getting keys for the annex this year has been really behind, and that's why like Bishop and I and whoever has needed keys in there hasn't had one yet. And Jacob too for trumpet lessons.
Well, that would be the front door, right, for Jacob?
Yeah, but it's for like any door to the annex at all, from what I understood.
That one to our little room has got a separate key, like I said. And so all of these keys that you're talking about that y'all didn't get, which bummer, but you still wouldn't have been able to get into that room. That it's that back room. Not that I want people stealing the stuff from the annex anyway, but that little back room has got the double protection because there's a lot of expensive stuff back there.
Yeah.
I suppose it's possible it just got left open.
Yeah. I hope that's it.
Yeah, but the joke about the cleaning, I mean, that's funny, but it's really not a joke at all. Poor Tim is just on them every week. Like, hey, this place no one ever looks at this place. No one ever comes in here to clean it. No one ever does anything to actually do. So it's unlikely that there was a cleaning person in there. I don't know. I'm skeptical that was the reason, but maybe I'm just a little paranoid since we've had so much stuff taken these last couple weeks.
Well, there's mold in there, and like there's bags of charcoal hanging around to clean the air. And, you know, that's a health hazard. I mean, we got black mold going on. That's Tim was threatening to call OSHA.
That might be what he has to do to get somebody to clean it. It leaks too, Roger. Yeah. It leaks so bad, and it's leaking directly on the Steinway, and so he has to move the Steinway and they come over there and then they patch the roof, but they don't fix it, and then the leak moves. You know, because you can't fix a leak like just with a little Band-Aid, right? And so then it leaks somewhere else, and so sometimes he moves the piano somewhere, and then it leaks on it there, and he moves the piano somewhere else.
Yeah, the water will just run to the lowest point.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Jordan Lavender.
Mm-hmm.
I emailed about clarinet sheet music.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, Dr. Whitfield.
All right. Anyone else?
Do you all still do the blues? Maybe Dr. Whitfield could answer this because it was in his class. I think it was Theory 4. We had to write a 1-minute blues piece.
Oh yeah, what?
I don't think everyone in here's in Theory 2 or 3 right now, so.
Okay.
I would love that. That'd be so fun.
So catch us next semester and we'll have those for you.
Okay. Well, I was going to play you my blues piece since they're only 1 minute long, and it's something I actually did for class.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
That's great.
That semester, what's up with that? Hold on. Okay, good grief. Were y'all hearing that? Autoplay. That semester, Dr. Whitfield's garage door had broken, and that's why I named the piece Need a Ride. There were some other similarly named pieces that semester. So you have that to look forward to, writing a blues piece.
Theory 4, I think.
Yeah.
Study hard, boys.
Alrighty. Well, I guess for this meeting we'll call it a little early, and I know I'll definitely have something ready next week. But yeah. Sorry about the late notification. I'll be better with that too.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
It's the same link, I noticed. So
Yeah. All right. Well,
I'll send you
guys.
I'll send you the link, Caleb, in about 20 minutes when it finishes processing, so we can get this inspiring meeting on our YouTube channel.
All right. Thank you guys.